Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Think Well. I am here with George Strange, myself, Laura, and of course, our first in-person guest here,
Amazing.
Emmanuel Reta.
Thanks.
Thank
Good
you
to see
for
you guys. Thanks
coming.
for the invite.
Good to see you,
Happy to
man.
be here and support the community, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Thanks.
all about the
Yeah.
community.
We're so happy to have Emmanuel here. Part of the reason why we started the podcast was obviously to talk about the day-to-day, the political, the health and wellness, but also I really want to focus on people who are making a positive impact in the world and people who are pursuing their passions. And the first person that came to mind was Emmanuel, because I've known you for about 10 years
10 years
now. And you've been through a lot. And where you are today, I'm so proud of you. So I want to share with all of our guests your journey,
Yeah,
right?
thanks.
So a little background. Emmanuel and I met in a little place called Chocosol. It's
Lovely
a
place.
loveless place. It's a bean to bar chocolate shop, and you just arrived from Mexico, and we hit it off like instantly. It was like as if we'd known each other since we were kids, and we ended up working together, and also we moved in together as roommates. And yeah, I saw your journey, and so yeah, I want you to talk a little bit more about this. So when you first arrived to Canada, like what made you decide I need to live in Canada?
All right. Yeah, I'm happy to share. I'm happy also to, you know, share with you guys my story of how I decided to come to Canada and the things that I've been going through. Honestly, for me, it's been a journey. It's almost 12 years. It's gonna be next May. I was very happy in Mexico, but I've been always a person that I like accomplish things, right? And back then I was doing logistics. I studied international trade in Mexico. So I was working for the government. I was working as well for the private company. So honestly, my curriculum wasn't too bad. But something that made me think about a change was about like learning English, right? I mean, it's been 12 years and I can still have few things here and there. Like it's not perfect, but now I'm more fluent. I can just have a real conversation. And back then, it wasn't that way, right? That kind of like triggered me because I was looking for jobs in that field. I had to learn English. I have to know English. And actually, I applied for a few jobs, but I was rejected because I was not able to hold a conversation. I was not able to also perform the job, right? I had to send emails. I have to answer phone calls, etc. And I was 29 at the time, and I started having this kind of like the 30th crisis.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I have to do something. I love like moving, doing things, so I decided just to come to Canada. Why Canada? Because it's close to Mexico, immigrant friendly, and very open-minded and very chill, like country in general, to be honest. And that's how I made the decision to quit. Right, I actually months before coming here, I had a promotion in the job that I had. It was like I was in the imports department from a pharmacy company, and I decided just to quit and to take the adventure to come here, right? So that was kind of like something that I just wanted to try. And I arrived with just my idea was I came actually for with an English program for like 6 months, and then it's been 12 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was the reason why I decided to come to Canada to do something else, to challenge myself, right, and to accomplish something that back then was like the language, and also moving forward in my career or finding my own path in life.
That's
Yeah.
great, man. Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, and sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll let you
Go
go.
ahead.
No, it's
Go
just
ahead.
that I'm remembering about 2 episodes ago we talked about immigration, what's going on in the United States with immigration, and and how it compares to Canada. But I love how you said it's immigrant friendly. And I think that's really cool because that's one of the things that we were talking about. And so, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But also, congratulations, because I mean, it's, you were planning on doing this for about 6 months, and
Yeah.
12 years later, right? You've certainly accomplished that and much more, which we're going to get to find out in this conversation. But yeah, I want to say congrats. And it's also one of the things that we were talking about is how, there's an anti-immigrant sentiment all around the world now. It's not hitting Canada's heart, but there's some elements in Canada that are kind of talking about that. You are living proof that immigration is not just people coming here, as they say,
It's not an easy thing.
coming to take advantage of other people or whatever, commit crimes. But you're somebody that has come here to actually contribute to our society, and
you have to be brave to do so.
Absolutely.
resilient.
It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
easy, right? So you have family, you have friends, you have you're used to different things,
Yeah.
different language.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
hard work.
And the same people that say that, that would argue against what you just said are probably the same people who are saying that being homeless or being poor is a choice, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So,
And the same people would say, well, he prior arrived to Canada, you were given a house, a car, and a 1 year's salary, which didn't happen. I mean,
At all. No.
it doesn't
It
happen.
did
that
not
way.
I came with
happen.
just like for a month of living, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the rest is hard work, right? But sorry, I didn't.
No,
mean to
no,
cut
and
you
no,
off. Go ahead
that
and ask.
segues to where I was going to go, because as I mentioned, we met in Choco Sol,
Mhm.
and it's a great establishment there. That the pay was oh so very low, and I remember for me, I didn't pursue money. I didn't care for it. So for me, it was the mission. It was the bean to bar, the organic, the nourishing side of things, the community. I totally loved it, and I just have absolutely so many fond memories of every single person I worked with at Choco Sol. With you, though, it was different, because I remember so many times you would come home and he'd be very upset, like, oh, we got paid and I have no money for this, and I can't live like this. And I just thought, you know what, though, like, money comes and goes. It's all about the mission and
does.
doing good things. And you were just like, no, I can't live like this. Like, we can barely make rent. Like, I need something more. And to see where you were before to where you are today, I think is just so much growth, because now you are, you're practicing massage therapy. You're working towards certifications. You've done many courses on the side as a holistic, overall holistic health and wellness with massage, not just like RMT and having clients. You're pursuing something a little bit more with that. And for you, it's not necessarily the money now. You're seeing it as a passion, right? So I know we have spoken about this before, like, you were in a place before you got into massage, working with a business, right? You're kind of back and forth going to school, but you were also helping out with the business, and you really enjoyed massage. And it all started by massaging loved ones, right? When they were stressed.
Yeah.
And where you are today, it's just, for you, it's more about being of service, and money comes. So it's really cool to see that change within you, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I could share a little bit of how I got into massage, and now I'm like a massage therapist, and I do it because I enjoy it, because I really like helping others, and for me, makes me happy, makes me feel great knowing that someone else is getting helped, or feeling better, right? Or having this ability or gift, right? As you know, I used to work for a corporate for many years. As I mentioned at the beginning, I was doing logistics, imports, exports. I was very in the corporate world for like 15 years.
Fun.
Pardon?
Lots of fun.
I know, right? It was so fun. But the thing is, like, I realized that I was not doing much. And also, to be honest, I think it's hard for me to pay attention to things sometimes. So I'm always distracted, right? So I wasn't feeling it was for me anymore, right? I enjoyed it. I did well. I I actually had a career, like 15 years it means something.
Yeah.
But then COVID happens, and I know a lot of people here, they hate COVID. COVID was the worst, and I can understand and I agree. But for me, COVID changed my life in the best way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Because COVID took me to a position where made me think, okay, kind of like to take a break, right? And to settle in my thoughts and say, okay, what do I really want? Right? And that was the perfect time for me. Why? Because back then, obviously, I was laid off from my previous job, right? Why not? It was COVID, so everyone was like,
Yeah.
either you went home or you were laid off.
Right.
So I was laid off. And then I was like, okay, cool. I started applying for other jobs, like in the field, but I wasn't feeling anymore, right? It wasn't something that I really wanted to keep doing. And I took a moment and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something that I really enjoy, something that it gets me more, makes me feel better as a person, like from inside. And I've been always very into fitness, wellness, taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, right? And I started looking at something related to that. And at first I was like, okay, maybe personal trainer. And then a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, he's a massage therapist as well. And I was like, okay, maybe massage can be something I can do. That way I will learn more about our bodies, right? Anatomy, or just how to look after your body. And that's how I start looking into that. And so, yeah, my friend taught me. I asked him, hey, can I pay you and then you teach me? I don't mind, like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like a week. And that's how I started, right? And then I started practicing with friends. And then that friend tell another friend. And it was start being kind of like, what's the expression?
Word of mouth, yeah.
Word of mouth. I liked it. So then it's when I realized that, I enjoy this and I can make a living out of this. So then I decided to go to a school because I really felt that it was something that I felt very confident with, or very it's just a different way of living life now.
Purposeful, right?
Yeah, purposeful.
Yeah.
And I enrolled myself into school. Back then I became also permanent resident, right? And that was huge thing for me, because not just being now Canadian resident, also because I got the benefits from OSAP, right? Like the study program the government provides. And I got the benefits from that. So I had the chance to go to school without paying $1 at the moment, like to start.
It's like,
right?
it's like a loan
Later
anyway.
on,
You have
it
to pay
becomes
it back. Yeah.
a loan and whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you
least-
had access to that, right?
at least you have access to study something.
Yeah.
And that's like, on brackets, something that I totally advise people, or like newcomers. Let's say whoever is being an immigrant right now and they're working and they're like waiting for that moment to become a permanent resident. Like OSAP, I'm very happy and grateful for that program, because that's not in like a lot of countries they have that,
Yeah.
and that's a huge help that you can get to start studying something without paying out of the pocket right away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
take advantage of that, and honestly, you can study pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, because what I like about that story is that, go back to the whole immigrant journey, right? And also, a lot of people think that they have to have a super perfect plan mapped out, and they have to follow, things very strictly. They have to follow that plan, and that's good. It works for a lot of people. A lot of people end up going to school first and then finding out that's not something that they actually like at all, and then they switch to another career or whatever. and you were open-minded enough to try it first, and it was within the wellness space that you already enjoyed, and you fell in love with the whole massage thing, massage therapy, and then you decided, okay, well, I like it, so I might as well study it all and understand it well. So it just shows that sometimes we don't have to have a super perfect plan.
Yeah, be open-minded.
Right, just be open-minded, and and I think to some extent, being an immigrant pushes you to do that. I mean, even if you come already with a set plan, when you get here, wherever it is that you land, you're gonna, there's gonna be a lot of surprises. There's gonna be things that you didn't expect.
Absolutely.
Right.
And
so you need to adapt, right?
You need to adapt, and honestly, like, I'm turning 41 now, right? And I feel like
you're old, man.
Right, I no, but what I've been learning is, yes, it's good to have a plan, and I've been always like that. I've been always very strict to myself, and but now I also learned that you have to be open to whatever the universe, life give it to you, because sometimes it takes you to places where you not expect. And something, when you get frustrated when you are having those expectations on yourself, or if you don't accomplish things on yourself because those are your expectations, then the frustrations kicks in, right? So sometimes life sends you signals, sends you messages, and we don't read them because we are so focused on, this is what I want to do. But my advice is just be more open, more flexible, because then life is easier, and sometimes you didn't even think about it, right? And there's when the big changes are.
Yeah.
I like that you said that. You have to pay attention to those messages. And those messages are not always friendly. Sometimes they come in the worst ways, right?
And take the risk,
Yeah.
Take the roller coaster.
Yeah.
I've been saying that because I've been making decisions in my life that sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, what I have been doing, right? But honestly, at the end of the day, it's been great.
Yeah.
Good, man.
And I like how you're one of the many people that I know, including myself, that during COVID, we decided, okay, we're not working. How do we improve ourselves? How do we better ourselves? You took the time to self-reflect. And that's something that George and I are constantly talking about, where we're not just going with emotions, paying the bills, working, go. It's more, okay, let's just take a pause and reflect. So I found COVID was a really great experience for that, where you could either lose your mind and really get stressed about not having a job, being, on EI or whatever support, and just kind of be in your own doom and gloom, or say, here we are, I'm being forced to, self-reflect and actually focus on what I want to do and do it, right? So that's a very healthy approach, because my whole mindset is, even during times of devastation, which COVID was for a lot of people, there's a lot of beauty that comes out of it. There's a lot of signs, a lot of, it's, again, the universe kind of conspires to help you, guide you. And again, just paying attention to that is really important.
Yes, that's the thing. We have to be aware, right? Like, keep your eyes open on what's happening. And sometimes we just need to be out of the comfort zone to realize that, okay, I need a change.
Yeah.
Or just to, like, quit things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point, because in retrospect, we can say, well, it was nice that we had that time to reflect during COVID. Was it 2 years or whatever? But at the time, we were like, fuck this is horrible,
Yeah.
The whole world came to a halt, right? You didn't know what to do with your life. So it was very anxiety-inducing. It was very panicky for a lot of people.
It wasn't easy.
And there was a lot of shit going on, not to mention being scared about, being sick, right? But so it doesn't, again, the messages don't always come in nice ways. They come in the worst ways. And then only in retrospect, we can think, okay, well, this was a good good thing that happened. But you really can't say that at the beginning, because it's you're experiencing all the negative stuff that comes with it, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
COVID was real.
Yeah. I
Okay, yeah.
personally think it
Next
was a
question,
social
please.
experiment. Yeah, I don't know. I
Next
have my
question, please.
thoughts about COVID,
All
and
right.
yeah, it's the biggest.
Perhaps this is not.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Um, but I do want to touch base on the additional courses that you've been taking. I know that you've always, and I'm very grateful for this. You always kept me in mind to like share your accomplishments, which I'm always, your biggest cheerleader. So, you know, during the massage therapy, you're also focusing on. It was the stretch. It was
Yeah.
the fascial
Reset.
yeah, reset.
Neurofascial reset.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
of course.
fascinating.
So with the massage, and as I mentioned before, I like also always to like learn more things, right? Or like to extend or make it more better my practice, as well as having more techniques or tools to help others. And I'm always like, okay, I need something else to do, I need something else to learn. And a few months ago I did just like a stretching course, right, where it's basically more obviously the importance of the stretch. And I've been also very into the fascia, right? As I told you before, like fascia. Actually, there's a course here in Burlington that I'm interested in. I will take it at some point, I promise.
Nice.
And it's about the fascia stretching. So fascia is, as many of you may know, if not, is basically a connective tissue we have in the body, right? And what it does is it's so there are layers, right? They cover your organs, they go under the skin, they connect your body, right? They also supply nutrients. It's a whole network. That's the best way to describe it, as a network. And the best way to describe it as well is like when you peel a tangerine, right? You see those kind of like layers. Or when you clean the chicken and you peel off the skin, and there is that layer of like between fat and a white thing, that's the fascia, right? So what happens is in fascia, because covers the muscles, right, and organs and everything. If your fascia is restricted, if your fascia is has no movement, your organs or your muscles, they will be restricted, right? Because they're covered by that layer.
Yeah.
So it's very important. And it's been, this fascia thing has been quite a few years now. Like people is getting more into it, or they're more
Right.
more information is coming up about it. And so it's been a boom, right,
Yeah.
in the last few years. And so that's what fascia is. And now the course that I just took last weekend in Ottawa, I went to Ottawa and took this course, is a neurofascia reset. So this is a technique that basically is to address pain with pain, but with a focused pain. So the pain is not a bad thing. The pain, it's something that your brain detects as alert, right? So when your body or your neurological system detect that, so they release substance, or they release this kind of like substance P is called, to heal there. It's like when you're walking and then all of a sudden you hit on your leg or on the shoulder somewhere. At first you will be like, ouch, right? Because it hurts. So we have receptors in our body, right? The skin has receptors, neurological receptors. And the bones, like the superficial part of the bone, like the what covers, right, it has also a lot of receptors. And the receptors are categorized in a different level of communicating to the brain, like the speed of it, right? So the sensors are like antennas, right? So the signal and the message they send to the brain, they runs to a different speed. And what this technique, they've been, this is people from Alberta who's been doing these techniques for quite a few years now. They realize, or they notice that targeting these receptors, you can send signal to the brain in a higher speed, reason why they will deliver the substance to heal and flush all the things happening there. In a nutshell, what is this technique is targeting those neural receptors to heal that area in the body. So if people comes and they say, okay, I have a pain as a trigger point, right? The trigger point, better well known as nuts, right? Or contractures. Yeah, fine. You can have that in the muscle. It's a muscular contraction, right? Your muscle fibers, they're contracted. That's a trigger point. And trigger point refers pain to a different part of the body. It's usually within the range of the muscle. But you can have headaches if you have a trigger point in the sternocleidomastoid, like a muscle that we have here, right? It connects like in the neck. But the trigger point there, or the contracture there, is gonna radiate and go to your head, and then you get headaches.
Right.
The thing is, with these techniques, through pain, targeting those receptors, the brain's gonna release substance to the area, right? To flush whatever is happening in that area. So I don't even technically, right? I don't even need to go to the muscle to treat that trigger point, where if I just go to the neurosensors with 1-2 passes, right, I can resolve that problem.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing how the human body can heal itself in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Right.
The first time I heard about that, it was like obviously with athletes. So if you go to physiotherapy, or particularly with athletes' injuries, there's a good understanding of that, right? But now, like you said, it's become more popularized.
Because as a massage therapist, I cannot stick just with the muscles.
Right.
I mean, the muscles, fine. But honestly, when you look at the muscle versus the fascia, and versus fascia with all this neurological system, right? Fascia is like 100 times more valuable than the muscle as a treatment.
Right.
Treating speaking is like, okay, I can target more the fascia, and I'm gonna get better results than if I just focus on the muscle.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
that
very
is
cool. I love that.
I see I can hear how passionate you are about this. I love it. I love it.
And I like learning more. Like, to be honest with you, it's the part of sharing as well, or getting other people to know about it, or at least just to plant that seed, like, okay, fine, like, just think about it, make your own research. You don't have to believe me. I'm not selling you an idea. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. But I mean, you have the open internet and
but the
AI,
information you
ask.
provide, you curated that information. So you've studied this, you've read about it, you've gone to classes and workshops and all that, and now you have that understanding that you can convey it in your own way, and that's very valuable. Because we talk about this too. When I start talking about what I do and I get passionate about it, there's a lot of value there that you give to your clients or your participants, because you're not only performing whatever technique, right? You're also sharing more information, right? And to a certain amount of people, they'll say, I don't want to hear anything. Just do whatever you need to do to make me feel better. But I think
make me sleep, and that's it, right?
The majority of people they love to see that connection that you have to it, and they love to see that passion that you have with it. Because then they can trust you even more, because you know that they know that you can geek out on this stuff for hours, and that's the person I want to see. Like, I don't want to go see a doctor that says, I hate my job. Here, get out of my office soon. I want to see a doctor that passionately talks about medicine and the body and stuff
gives
like
you
that.
option, explain
I'm like,
things.
okay, I'm going with this. So this is the difference, right? And I'm glad that you made that observation too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned this already, that you're very distracted, and I think you've never been diagnosed with ADHD or anything like that, but
No, but
I think we all have a little bit of that.
I think I have a little bit of it.
Yeah. So I love how you don't see that as, a way that it disables you. For you, it motivates you to, okay, I'm getting bored, I'm getting comfortable, I need to learn more, I need to learn more. So I think that's really, really good to
Yeah,
hear.
and something with the massage is like, because I'm moving, right? If I work, I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm moving my body, moving my hands. My mechanics is not like sitting in a computer. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but like,
Yeah,
didn't work for me.
It's heck.
Yeah.
It's a prison.
And like logistics, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it at some point, but there is like, my headache was just, and my head was floating, and it was like too much sometimes, and I was like, no, I need something different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when I first met you, I saw that in you. You were always very ambitious. You had life goals. You wanted to see yourself more so financially. That was your goal. And it's, over the conversations over the years, it's nice to hear that you're more, the way I was with Choco Soul, where it's like mission, purposeful. That's how you're pursuing life. Like money comes, right? And for you, it's more being of service, purposeful, helping others, and that to you is the best payment, right?
It's nurtures, it's nurturing.
Yeah, nurturing people. There's something very powerful about that. You can work a job and be there 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing, get a nice paycheck, but then you kind of feel empty if it's just, day to day you're working and you don't feel like you're providing a positive impact in people's lives. So yeah, it's good to hear that.
Yeah, and people in general in the wellness space, are people that want to help other people. Like you expressed it really well, how your goal was to make people feel better, and we all have different ways of doing it, different modalities, right? So for you, maybe like through Ayurveda and yoga, right?
Yeah.
It's more of that, self-defense, but more of the sort of intellectual aspect of that, right? The philosophical aspect of it. And you go at it in the way that you utilize your
something
hands.
that I really enjoy about this is like, it's very it has different branches. Like, you can practice in a different ways, and there's always something to improve. There's always something to learn. New techniques, new ways of doing things. Right now, as we were been mentioning, with all these fascia things and neurological aspects, is like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I didn't know that a few years ago, right? And now it's like, wow, now I even understand better about our body and how beautiful and stunning mechanism we have.
Yeah,
It's just impressive.
It's true. And learning is something that we discussed in our previous podcast in the wellness wheel. The moment we stop learning, like, we're pretty much done, right?
Exactly.
Like you need to continue growing and learning. Education doesn't stop once you're done high school, university, college. You got to keep learning, right? To keep your brain sharp, to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself, feeling purposeful, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean,
as a
life is
human
journey,
being, I
right?
think that's what our brain
It
needs.
it.
It's
Yeah.
feeding your brain is,
Yeah, without it, we're just waiting to die, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Exactly.
pretty impoverished existence, right?
Yeah.
Right, Pumpkin?
She's like, yeah, I want to talk.
Pumpkin has
She's
a
like-
question, right, Pumpkin?
What's your question, Pumpkin? So, of course, you're a Canadian now for all intents and purposes. You've been here for 12 years. Like, what's what's the way you see now your relationship with Mexico, which is your original home?
Well, I love Mexico, and I'm actually kind of thinking of going back at some point, but I like Canada because of this, for safety reasons, as we were talking earlier. but I love Mexico as a whole, right? Uh, Food, weather, culture, and I'm so proud of being Mexican and so proud of being a Spanish speaker, right? It would be so hard to learn Spanish, to be honest. So, so I'm so happy. Like that's my first
Yeah.
It
language,
is
my
it's a
mother
difficult
tongue.
language to learn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I am aware that the situation in Mexico in terms of safety is not the best. But now that as a Canadian, I feel that I have accomplished something really important because I feel free of going back to Mexico or come back here. So now I have
You have more options
those
now, right?
two
You live
options,
in two
right?
worlds.
Exactly, because I'm not fleeing away from Mexico because I mean was my decision, was not like a different circumstances. So I'm totally okay going back, but also feels good to have an option of being Canadian or do things here
Mm-hmm.
or just mix it up, six
Yeah.
months, 6 months, so I don't know. And
No, that's
eventually, um, right now, because I'm working on another certification, but eventually I also want to open a clinic in Mexico. That would be
wow.
something cool. Not just a spa, like, I mean, a spa would be cool, but also my idea is to get more into the clinical
Yeah, like a
aspect.
wellness space where you
Yeah, exactly.
can
Like
do.
actually when you treat people for a condition, right? That's something that has been um, very triggering me a lot. Like, okay, I'm able to help someone that has been suffering for something, and now I'm I have the ability to or the knowledge, right, to address thing that they have. So that's pretty cool. And so yeah, eventually I may also do something in Mexico with all of this.
Oh
So
man, we're gonna go visit you so we can
yeah,
Oh,
get all
right,
I
you're
this
more than
love.
welcome.
wellness in a wellness space and a perfect
Oh,
place, perfect weather and everything.
I love Mexico. I love it so much. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful country, delicious food, very healthy, good people there,
depends where
lots
you
of
eat, but
culture.
yes.
Well,
Yeah.
in Oaxaca, I ate lots of tlayudas, and I
Hmm.
was feeling so good. But yeah, it's definitely.
We're gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, we have to go check it
Yeah, yeah.
out. Yeah, and we'll come and
There
visit,
you go.
and I'll teach a
Anytime.
few yoga classes there too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Good.
it'll be
Yeah,
really
then
cool.
we can set
by
something
the
up.
beach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always by
In
the
a
beach.
sunrise.
yeah,
You have another question I was gonna say. It's amazing. We're always almost coming up to the hour, but
we are.
Already?
you have
Oh
Yeah,
another
wow.
question?
Didn't feel like.
I have one more question for you, and it is a little political.
Ha.
All
So,
right.
and I mean, you don't have to answer this, but with what you're seeing in the United States with ICE agents and all this deportations and
Fuck guys.
the alligator Alcatraz and all that bullshit. As a born Mexican, now loving Canadian, what are your thoughts about all that? Like, what's your message to Canadians who are thinking, fuck these immigrants, they're taking all our money, and like people who are on that cusp of like ready
Right.
to ice up.
Well, first of all, I'm not a very political person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow politics or well, that. But obviously, I know about it. I mean, it's been a huge
Mm-hmm.
ongoing news. As immigrant, I can sympathize with what is happening, and I think just honestly, like the immigrants, we at some point do the hardest job.
Mm-hmm.
And I say we because I went through that. I also had to do cleaning. I have to do construction. I have to like be part of that sector of like just
Hard
to to
labor.
to
Yeah.
to make money and
Yeah,
get
to
for
survive.
the expenses, right? And I think it's very unfair having all this because if you look at the percentage is the immigrants, I mean, or like people from different countries, that's what they do the hardest job in
Yeah.
States or even here in Canada as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are so many jobs that the people from here, Canadians or US citizens, they don't want to do,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely play
Definitely
a very
give them
key
a
role
chance.
in the economy, in the national economy. But
And sadly, like companies or people, they feel like, oh, because you have no papers, then I will pay you less. It's
But
like,
isn't
yeah,
that fresh,
expectations
though?
for
Isn't that
expectation.
fresh where you have an owner of a company who's hiring all these undocumented immigrants, paying them close to nothing, and then the hardworking individuals are being deported and arrested, but
The business is
the
not getting
business owner
penalized. Yeah,
is just
yeah, the
yeah,
business owner, they just,
that's kind of weird, isn't it? Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That I always find that a
I
little
mean, they
yeah.
take
She
suspicious.
said he
advantage
doesn't
of
want to
that,
get
right?
political.
No, I know you don't want to get political, but I just wanted to ask
I'm
that.
not a political person, to be
I
honest.
know, but I just thought
It's
maybe
just,
because you're
Yeah.
from Mexico, you had some insight and just, a message. But I mean, I think your journey though is the message where you arrived here, you had the hard work, you did work in those very straining
yeah.
labor, and you worked hard, you worked hard to get your citizenship here, and here you are today, right? And
Yeah,
you're
you've
still
made your
continuing to work hard and be of service to people, and you're not here getting handouts. So
Mm-hmm.
I commend you with
yes.
that.
And as a
Thank you.
final
Thank you.
question, what are you looking forward to in the coming years? Anything that you
Well, I have already my plan, to be honest. I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
please?
Well, I no, as I mentioned before, right? So I'm planning of like getting a clinic in Mexico and eventually here as well. Like I'm more leading towards being in Mexico, right? And my idea right now is getting all this knowledge, right? Getting more techniques. Eventually, I also would like to have different courses in different countries, right? Like I would love to go to Thailand for like a actual in on hands Thailand massage
Wow.
to incorporate into the practice. It's just kind of like to have all these techniques on the under the umbrella and use them as needed,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
That's
Because
fantastic.
to be honest with you, as a massage therapist, like not all the people wants like all the techniques. It's not about to please the people. It's also about to like what they need,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, my idea is eventually to open a clinic in Mexico, right? And practice there. And here, I would like also to work more in the athletes,
Yeah,
right?
that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or any conditions as well, like for people, as I said, more clinical.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Nice.
my goal.
Amazing.
But thank you for the
Yeah, thanks
invite.
for
Thanks
being
for
here,
having
man.
me. That was a very
Yeah.
cool
Good
experience,
to see you again.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Thank you.
my pleasure.
So
Thank
the-
everyone.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us at Think Well podcast. Again, thank you, Emmanuel, for coming in and sharing your journey and your accomplishments and your, what your goals are in the future. I hope this inspired some of you. So we look forward to seeing you all for the next podcast.
All right.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Follow them.